How could one of the ugliest words in the history of the English language be considered by some a term of endearment? What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So, the other day I was scrolling through social media and I saw that somebody stitched part of the interview that Lucky from Hoodstocks had with Rowdy Rex. In the interview, Rowdy Rex was calling himself a real N-word. And he said that he was given a pass by a black dude to use the N-word, and that if anybody had a problem with it, they could get at that black dude. And I'm wondering when all of the black people of America voted that man in. The man that gave Rowdy Rex the pass to use that word. When did they vote that? Where did they hold those elections? Where did they pass out the ballots? And were they checking IDs? Now, getting back to being serious. Look, call me a dinosaur. Call me old. Call me old school. It's an embarrassment when Raza used the N-word. For those of you that watch the Wayans brothers, for those of you that watch that show and remember that show, what was one of the funniest characters on that show? White Mike. White Mike would come in, and what did they always tell White Mike when he would get to talking? You ain't even black. He was the biggest joke on the show because he was trying to be something that he wasn't. I swear I play Call of Duty every night with my friends. We stream it. We have fun. And it never fails. If you get into multiplayer, there's going to be a white dude. Or there's going to be somebody who's Raza. And they're going to be mad at somebody on the game. And they're going to call him the N-word. But with the A, say my N-word, I'll whoop your ass, my N-word. And I always say, why are you trying to fit in, eh? You're not black. That shit don't sound cool whatsoever. When we look at social media nowadays, and we see these youngsters, it don't matter if they're white, it don't matter if they're Raza. As soon as they have a disagreement or they're going to get in a fight, what is the word that's constantly going to come out of their mouth? The N-word. And they use it more than blacks use it. Now, getting back to the interview with Hoodstocks and Rowdy Rex is saying it's okay. Rowdy Rex, maybe he's a cool dude. I'm not passing judgment on that person's character. But I'm questioning his use of the word. You're from the Valle. You're from San Gabriel Valley. You're from Puente. You know, I've heard the excuses people make nowadays that the homies from Compton and Watts and South Central, Inglewood, that they grew up around blacks. And that's why they use the word bullshit. There are so much more raza in those areas now than there was 30, 40 years ago. And I started doing time with vatos from those areas damn near 40 years ago. Never, ever, ever once did I hear them, any raza from any of those areas ever use the N-word before. But now there's more raza than there was back then, and now it's an excuse to why they use a word. So the thing that I saw was a stitch. It was, you know, they play a few seconds of a clip and then the person who's going to react to it pops on. And Rowdy Rex was calling himself a real N-word. And Lucky questioned him on that. What is the definition of that? And then the man doing the stitch, a black man, came on screen And he said to Rowdy Rex, you should be using the word vato. You should be using the word ese because that's your culture. That's the language that you were brought up with. You were not brought up with the N-word. I'm very passionate when it comes to people adopting another estilo. California, man, California had their own style, their own swag. It's gone. People are trying to look like cats from Chicago, New York. Fuck, I don't know where. But not here. And people say, oh, you old heads. Old heads. I promise you, when you see, there's certain pages on IG and other platforms that are dedicated to the old days. You'll see pictures of people in their barrio from the 60s, from the 70s, from the 50s, from the 80s. And you look at them pictures, and it was an era, it was part of a time, right? The women look good. The vatos look presentable, respectable. I promise you guys, all you vatos that have these Edgar haircuts and you're sagging your clothes, you're plucking your eyebrows, 20 years from now, when they put those up on IG, no disrespect, man, but you're going to want them to take them down. You're going to be embarrassed. You're going to be like, damn, I can't believe I dressed like that. This is probably the third video I've done on this word, man. And the fact that it's a shame that people are losing their own culture. Every culture has its own beautiful things about it that we should want to hold on to. Trying to assimilate to something so foreign. I just don't get it. I know a lot of people, they turn to gangs, they turn to the streets because they're lacking something in their lives. They're lacking something in their home. They're seeking acceptance. I understand that. That's been going on for centuries. Since the dawn of day, right? But I don't understand this. I don't understand trying to fit in with people using the ugliest word and acting as if that makes you look tough, seem tough, when it really doesn't. Not at all. To each their own. I'm nobody to tell anybody what to do, but I can tell you that it doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. Every time I have this video, I do this video, I always talk about I met very, 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 very proud black men in prison and in the California Youth Authority who did not like their own people using that word, who did not use that word themselves. I couldn't imagine, like, I honestly wouldn't be able to even hang around anybody who uses that word. If they use that word away from me, that's fine. But to use it around me, I would literally feel uncomfortable. I don't know. I just wanted to do this video because, I saw Rowdy Rex, how passionate he was in what he was saying and how much he believed what he was saying. And then I saw the black man that was reacting to it, how passionate he was and how much he believed in what he was saying. And I agree with the brother. Rowdy Rex should be saying anything other than the N-word. When Lucky from Hoodstocks asked him, well, what does it mean to be that? His explanation was superficial as fuck. And the reason why that was is because there's no reason why raza, why whites, why anybody should be using that word. Anyhow, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.